Hello and welcome to a slightly different Let's Talk Golf video. Unfortunately, Lewis has injured his finger, so it's only myself playing. So what we thought we'd do is we'd run through the golf clubs I'm going to be using in the 2024 season. We're going to play a little game on the quad, which is like a skills-based challenge, just to go through the clubs and talk to you about what I'm using. Lewis has fitted them for me, so he knows a lot about them that I don't really know. And we'll just go from there, really.
Let's do it, mate. So, yeah. Should we get into it?
Absolutely. So I've gone slightly different golf clubs this year, haven't I?
You certainly have. The big difference is different irons, isn't it? Different irons.
I'm already on the leaderboard. That was earlier today, wasn't it? 40.
Yeah, that's good,
Let's see if we can beat that.
Got to try and beat 40.
So basically, it's just like there's 14 shots. You get there's like a target. You get more points the closer you are to the hole, and then they all add up, and then it's just an end total. But the main thing is just talking through the clubs and all that sort of bit. So we're going to start with the shorter shots. It starts with a 10-yard one. So should we talk about the wedges?
Yeah, we'll talk about the wedges. The short shots are difficult on these, aren't they?
Yeah.
So wedges, what have you gone for this year, Alex?
So I've actually gone for the SM10 Vokeys, but something that I've never done before is I've gone for the rust finish, which I'm excited for.
As you can see, they've started to rust over.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you do to make them rust, Alex?
Oh well, that was you're meant to just leave them naturally, but
yeah.
I put them in a salt water and wrapped them up just to start off the process a bit quicker, because
it can take its time, especially if you're not playing every week. If you were playing every day, you could probably get them rusting up pretty quick.
Go!
Unbelievable.
That's
start.
A pretty good start.
Is that 5 points?
So the target is, the middle is 5, the white ring is 3 points, and then there is a green ring, but you can't see that at the moment. Why is it actually green?
That's green. I think if you just hit the green
No,
on the shorter ones.
No. It's the ring around, but you just can't see where it is because they pick green.
It doesn't help. But either way, these short ones are important. If you get 5 points on these front few,
this is a tricky one. So I've got to try and get it up and over. At the moment, I'm using my 60, which I went for M grind, which is 8 degree of bounce. But the sand wedge, I decided to go for a slightly different bounce than I was normally going for from your suggestions.
Yeah, because your wedge setup is slightly different, because you go pitching wedge 50 degree.
No!
A little hard. Is that 1 point?
Oh, no. See, do you see the ring?
Yeah, slightly long.
Yeah, slightly
It's okay,
long.
though. Yeah, so you go pitching wedge 50, 54 and 60. You know, a lot of people would probably go 58, but you've always used a 60. You like the 60 for those higher shots around the green.
I mean, not to waffle on about my wedges, but wedges are super, super important. The reason why I do that, for me personally, the 54 is for gapping with full and knockdown shots.
Yeah.
The 60 is only for round the green. Yeah. Some players like to use a 60 for knockdown shots. I tend not to. I use that with the 54. And the 60 is basically, this club is for pitching really close, like 30 yards and in. It's for up and over bunker shots. How I describe it to my lessons is this is my danger club. So when I put myself in danger, I use the 60 to get it out of a bunker or get it up and over a bunker, up and over a bush, to tight flags. So if the flag's really close to the green, I've not got much green to work with, I need to get it nippy and high and stopping quick, this is the club. I don't use this for a 60-yard shot or an 80-yard shot. I use that with the 54.
You're confident using the loft as well. A lot of people are scared of using the 60 degrees around the greens, but you enjoy using that.
Yeah,
you used to, which
practice,
helps.
I guess.
58 degree, a lot of people use it now because it's a bit more versatile. You can hit full shots like Alex was saying, but for him it's ideal. And when it works like that...
So I'm now going to swap, what is that, the 54 I need?
That's your 50, 54's here.
Cheers, caddy.
What have you gone there? M grind as well?
So this is the slightly different one. So normally I used to go for S grind, but I'm now gone M grind.
M grind, because that's the first year. So this year they've introduced the M grind into the SM10s in the 54 degree. Traditionally it was only 56 and above, but a lot of people now obviously using 50, 54 setup means that before you could only have an F or an S in the 54, is having that M gives you a different club to chip around the green.
Oh, catch a piece.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
in the one. It's in the one.
It's in the one, not the best.
So yeah, that M grind just gives you a bit more versatility around the green, doesn't it? You can open it up a little bit more.
Absolutely.
And play those higher chips if needed.
So now we've got 85. My stock shot with this is a 90-yard shot. So as in a stock knockdown shot, sorry, is a 90-yard shot. So 85 is a little bit less than that one. That felt quite good. So
for anyone that hasn't done this in a simulator before, it's difficult. Like you need to practice, and it's good for out on the golf course because you start to learn your exact yardages. Like a lot of people would hit these shots from 100 yards in based on feel, but in here you can't do that. There's not a green in front of you. It's virtual. You need to know how far you hit 100 yards and how far back you need to swing.
It's a little bit.
So what's that?
It's going to be 3 points.
You've kept the same club there, haven't you? So you've kept your 54.
Yeah. So I used, like I was explaining, my knockdowns. I'm quite used to. I've practiced a lot of knocking down the 54. I know how to flight that at different places. So I use that from all the way from, like I said, 30 yards out, all the way to about 105 is the full swing with a 54. And then I go into my 50, and then I'm in basically just full swings.
Yeah. So your 50 was that S grind?
Yeah, and then it's just an F grind, which
F grind, yeah, full
it's the
shots.
only one that is it still the only grind that comes in a 50?
It is,
F,
yeah. That 46,
full.
48, and 50, all full grind. And shaft wise is an interesting one, isn't it? For your wedges, obviously we went in keeping with your irons, so you've gone for a new shaft in your irons this year.
Yeah.
And we've matched that over into your wedges.
Yeah, you did mention, do I want to just keep what I've used to, but I wanted to keep the weight and the flex exactly the same all the way through.
It's important. Some golfers like to go slightly lighter and are slightly less in flex in their wedges. A bit more spin.
Yeah.
For me personally, I've always enjoyed the same feel, matching over, especially in your 50 degrees and stuff when you're hitting full shots. It's nice to have that same degree. Yeah,
for sure. I'm all for keeping it similar. So
flex.
We're now going into a 150-yard shot, which is my 9-iron, which is a brand new brand and style of head that I've never gone for before.
These are beautiful. You can see out on there, Ping Blueprint T. So they're brand new out. These are beautiful. So for those that don't know, Alex
that's going to go a bit too far. Sit. Oh, that's not a good golf shot.
For miles. So
that was a closed down.
T100S irons, because Alex used to hit the ball quite high. So the T100S was good for him. It flighted his ball flight down, gave him a bit more control. But over the last year or so, you've done a lot of work on your swing, haven't you?
Tried to.
Yeah, and you've made some big changes, so he doesn't necessarily need that anymore. So he's moved into more of a blade, gives him a slightly higher ball flight, more spin.
That's going to catch a 1. They're two disappointing shots.
Him a bit more control. Also, those last shots, maybe not, but
yeah.
Generally speaking, they've been very good, haven't they, so far in practice?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to them massively. I've not had a bladed set in a long time, and I think it's just, do you know what it is, right? It's definitely, for me, this might sound weird, it's just trusting yourself and being, like, knowing that you're good enough to have the clubs.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I know sounds so stupid, because obviously I wouldn't be fitted for them if they weren't the right clubs. But like it is just sort of getting used to them. And you know, the more that I hit them, the more that, and you hit better shots and all that sort of stuff, it's better. And I think the key thing, we've already played some holes outside. The key thing is that my good shot, with any club you give me, the good shot will be good.
Yeah, definitely.
For like many people at home as well, or many golfers, your good shots are good. It's all about your bad shots.
Yeah.
And my bad shots with my old set of irons tended to be super jacked lofts. I would hit it really far.
Yeah, they came out really hot.
And that's super difficult. I obviously, personally, well, luckily I don't struggle for distance, but then when you're adding that for more, it's never good.
Yeah, your bad shot was
nuked, basically.
Left, and then when he hit it left, because it was already de-lofted as a club, it was then going an extra 10 yards longer.
And then potentially I was then scared of that a lot, which then meant I left the club face open. But
it's not a place you want to get to. Whereas these, naturally, spin slightly more because they're more of a bladed club. So your misses, if anything, should be a little bit less in distance, maybe off to the right. Which, you watch most of the golfers on tour. You miss it right, you're never going to be in a world of danger because that ball's going to stop up pretty quick.
Yeah. The talking in between is tough.
Yeah, it's tough. You're going to lose a bit of concentration. Take your time over these.
So we're now 200 yards, which is a completely different iron.
Yeah, because what have you gone for, Alex? You've gone for a combo set. Is this your first ever combo set?
I had a combo set before.
What did you have?
It was Titleist. It was the last time I had blades. So it was Titleist blades into MBs into CBs. But they weren't fitted for me. They were actually bought off of a friend. It was when I was about 18, maybe even younger than that.
Okay.
But yeah, these are the first proper combo, yeah.
So this year, if you don't know, Blueprint T and Blueprint S, they're both the same loft. So both 33 degrees in the 7 iron. So for Alex, he's gone, is it 6 iron up, is it?
6 iron up. God, I'm leaving them all out this side.
So all it is a slightly chunkier bottom edge to the golf club and slightly more forgiveness, which, over those, for Alex, when he gets to 200 yards and more, that's when he goes into his 6 iron. And at that point, they're not clubs he's using all the time. So it just gives him a little bit more help, a little bit more forgiveness. Not much at all because they're still very small, but it just gives that a bit more confidence.
That's a better shot.
That's a beautiful golf shot.
Oh, I need 5 points. I've hit some dreadful shots.
215 yards?
Sit!
And you're hitting a shot like that? That's
Stop!
outrageous.
That's so unfair. Right, 4 iron.
That's fantastic. So the shaft-wise, let's talk about that. So his last shaft, he was using a Project X 6.5, which is quite a low launching shaft. And for Alex, yet again, as we spoke about, it really helped. But with a change of header, Alex wanted to go slightly lighter. Add a bit more feel into it. Give him a bit more spin. You can see there, look, that's beautiful.
So, do you know what? So, I've obviously had a bit of a patch of not great shots. But what we were talking about bad shots, they were all pin high just to the right.
Yeah.
Except that 1 9 iron I hit.
Before, there used to be 20 yards
But even
left.
the right shots I hit were not great and they weren't pin high.
Yeah.
And for those who are either good golfers or have done a lot of good research, being pin high is so important. So mishitting, not hitting good shots, but still being pin high means you're potentially in a bunker, but that's not too much of an issue.
Yep.
What we don't want to be is 10 yards long or 10 yards short of a green. Yep. We want to be there or thereabouts.
Because typically that's where the danger is, isn't it?
Exactly. The danger is always a water in the front or out of bounds out the back. You want to try and keep that ball as close to the pin in line.
Yep.
Of distance-wise as you can. And that's what I think I really found within practice when I first got these, is my distance control. Maybe I haven't been swinging loads, I haven't been practicing loads, so maybe I am hitting a little bit left and a little bit right, but the distance control is a lot more neutralised compared to my old set, which I'm really happy with and I'm excited for.
At the end, these are blades, they are a lot smaller, and Alex knows he's a good enough golfer, not to be too big-headed towards him, but he's a good golfer, good ball striker, so he knows if he strikes it bad, it is a bad shot. At the end of the day, but
for me, it's
even
not.
For these, with this, they're not bad, are they?
No. I'm really impressed with the pinks. They're really forgiving. They're really forgiving.
You'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm not a blade. I'm not a blade hitter. I wouldn't necessarily go for blades, but these have been super forgiving.
They've been really nice,
with bad shots. Like I've hit a couple of bad shots today, and yeah, they've been 0 points, but they've been actually not bad results. But yeah, I think I'm excited to get out there and actually use them for sure. I'm excited.
It's good to see how you get on this season.
Now, Driver and Freewood isn't a new club. They're just Titleist. They're new to the range. They're Titleist TSRs. But that was it
when they were released, didn't you? Yeah. So
when was that? September time.
It'll be 2 years in September this year. Yeah. So they've been out a year and a half.
Have I had them for that long? Christ, you just forget, don't you?
So you're probably due an upgrade towards the end of the year.
Yeah. To be honest, out of all the clubs, I mean, all the other clubs are new, but out of all the clubs, I would say the Driver Freewood is where I want to improve.
Yeah, I'd say with your swing change, the Driver was fantastic.
Before,
at one stage, it was probably one of the best drivers you ever had, would you say?
Yeah, but obviously, as you evolve all the time, clubs do change. What would be nice to talk about, I'm not actually going to be hitting it, but you can definitely show the camera, is the driving iron. I'm gassed for the driving iron.
It's beautiful. So you matched up with your Tour AD that you've got in your Freewood. Gives you a great feel. So it's the Tour AD IZ 95X. Look at that shaft, it's beautiful. That sounded unbelievable. Oh, go on, go 5.
Oh, no, it's going to roll out into 1, I think.
It is. I'll tell you what.
It's a long drive.
322 yards.
I'll take 30 points as well.
That's not bad at all, is it?
Talking through the video.
Yeah, but this is the new T200 2023 free iron. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
in that shaft, mate.
Properly happy with this.
That's a proper fairway finder.
Well, you hope. And
so.
Then the final thing, which will finish off the video because I'm super excited about it, is my putter. I use a sick golf arm lock. You may recognise it from one golfer, and one golfer in particular, and it is Bryson DeChambeau. It's actually his putter as well, so it's his branding on it. Same LA Golf shaft. It's got the same grip.
It's his exact spec, isn't it?
Yeah. I just love him, and I putt really well with it. I've had it in the bag for maybe just under a year, maybe. So take out winter, because I don't really play through winter. Probably 6 months.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? It has a story behind it as well. Like the science behind it is actually really clever. There's a lot of people that don't quite understand Bryson or take the piss, but when you read into it and start to understand it and commit to it, you putt really well. And watching you towards the end of the last year using it, you were taking your time and you started putting really well.
The interesting thing, which again, I don't know if it makes a massive difference, but the interesting science behind this particular putter is the face, and it's changing lofts between each part of the face. So if you hit it low off the face, it has the same loft as if you hit it high off the face, which makes a massive difference to the roll, apparently. Who knows? But I mean, I'd like to hope that it does make a difference. But at a minimum, it's really cool.
Go on.
It's really cool.
What does it look like? Set up to one. Show the people how you set up for a putt. It's different. It's like every putt. Everyone putts differently. But
so it's all about
sort of putter, it's so different.
It's all about locking your arm into the front, and then from there, it's really nice and locked into this forearm, and then you're just rocking your shoulders. The important thing about the putter for me is it just gets me concentrating on that roll of your shoulders instead of being in this position and feeling like your hands are involved. It really takes out one of the massive elements of putting, and it's just backwards and forwards with your shoulders.
I think when we spoke about it before, it's for you, it was committing to a line. You pick a line on the green, and then once your arm's locked in, you just hit the putt.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not thinking about anything else then.
Absolutely. But when Lewis's finger is better, we're going to be doing the same video with Lewis. He can talk through his bag. He's got some really cool stuff in his bag. But other than that, let us know in the comments what clubs you have.
Yes.
And do you like content like this, or do you want us to see us back out on the course?
Do you want to know more about our equipment, what we think about equipment? It's something to talk about. It's good fun.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.